Hello, everyone, and welcome to Blow the Whistle Sports. I'm your host, Wayne Holloway, and thank you once again for tuning in. Please like, subscribe, and share. And like always, if you want to see something on this show or you have a bright idea you want to see us implement on the show, drop them in the comments below or hit us on any one of our social media outlets. Holler at us, we holler back. But without further ado, we have a lot to impact. Well, not too much. The Super Bowl is here. Football season is here. And it hurts my heart so much, so. People that know me, you know. But we got a lot to get into. Let me introduce you to my co-host. He's broadcasting live from a remote destination, and his name is Mr. Steven Rubain. How you doing, sir?
Man, I feel like I'm in outer space with this flickering going on, but I am kind of in outer space this week because I'm representing my LA gear, as you see,
Yeah,
Mr.
LA
Lakers
Gear is
himself.
right because I haven't known you to be a Laker fan, Steve.
I am
Actually,
now.
you middle
We,
name is Laker Hater.
well, we just had a trade this week that has changed my whole perception of the Lakers.
Oh my goodness, a trade did it
So,
for you.
yeah, one trade did it for me. We had to ship out Mr. As Charles Barkley used to call him, street clothes. We had to ship out street clothes and bring in somebody who's the future in the NBA.
But before we get into that, Steve, how was your week, man? How was your week?
Ah, honestly, it's that week before the Super Bowl is always tough because you want to watch the football games and you get Sunday all set up to go watch football and then you're stuck with the Pro Bowl games.
Aha.
Wow, we're gonna spend a minute talking about that in a few minutes.
But first, where you want to go first, Steve?
NBA trades, we gotta go. The seismic trade, probably one of the biggest trades in NBA history, happened
Go,
this week.
go ahead. Go ahead. Let us hear it, Steve.
So for those who I don't know if you've been on another planet, we had a trade this week where the Los Angeles Lakers traded away Anthony Street Clothes Davis to the Dallas Mavericks in exchange for Luka Doncic.
Let's go,
Now,
Lakers.
of course, there were other players, and I think a first-round draft pick was involved as well. Who cares about that? The trade was Anthony Davis for Luka Doncic.
So it was enough to get you to come on over to where the love's at to the Lakers now, right?
Yeah, because now you got a 1-2 combination now that can work. The
What's the
Lakers
one-two
now,
combination?
you got between Doncic, who averaged about 30, 32 points a game, and
Okay.
you got LeBron, who's still giving you a good 25 to 30.
Yeah.
They got one more trade to make. They straight.
Yes, people. He is a LeBronite. Yeah,
I'm a LeBronite.
he's been on LeBron's
We,
bumper since he
we
been
even
here.
we've been suffering through Anthony Davis for the last 4 years. Is he going to play? Is he not going to play? You don't know. In
Hit the
between the
road.
game, he starts the game off 5-10 minutes in. Oh, my calf, I'm out. Now we got a little more stability.
It must be nice to be able to play a sport that you love and not really play. To be able to sit and make all this money as long as you enter the game for a few minutes.
Just in for a few minutes.
It must be beautiful. Beautiful.
I mean, we got a couple of them in the league. Anthony Davis is like in the top two. Zion Williamson's another one. He seems to have mastered the art of show up when I feel like it. You know,
So
in
is there
82 games is just a myth.
any other hot
Lucky to
trades
get
out there,
28.
Steve? Any other hot trades out there?
Oh, yeah, there's several hot trades. We got one today. It looks like they almost have Jimmy Butler moving on back to the Golden State Warriors. So that's going to put
Wow.
Jimmy Butler in line with our man Steph Curry and Draymond Green to make another 1, 2, 3. I know you hate those 3 teams. You always give LeBron a hard time about the 3 team, but
No,
Curry's
not a
been doing the
3
same
team.
thing. You don't say nothing about Curry.
Please do not. I see how you like to comb it over, like a comb over, but no, it doesn't work like that. Not 3 people, a super team, Steve. That's a
Super
difference.
team. Jimmy Butler,
Jimmy
Steph
Butler
Curry, and Draymond Green.
and
3 Hall
Draymond
of Famers.
Green. Hey, Steve,
Is Draymond Green going to the Hall of Fame? Yes or no?
whatever you got over there that you huffing and puffing on, please bring some back to the studio when you come with you.
Okay.
Draymond
So,
Green,
so,
Steve.
so you're going to sit here and say that Draymond Green was not part of the big three when they had him, Klay Thompson, and Draymond? That wasn't called the big three?
Draymond is not a superstar.
He's a Hall of Famer, right?
He's a Hall of Famer and
Okay.
a great player. He
Okay.
is not. Don't put him. He's not a Michael
So,
Jordan. He's
so
not a
let's say,
Kobe. He's not a LeBron. He's not a Steph Curry. And when you talk about three people, we talking about putting any one of those names I named, all three together, like LeBron has done before.
what's that? You hated, what's that? Talking about, you hated LeBron, Dwayne Wade, and Chris Bosh. Now, who's a bigger star, Chris Bosh or Draymond Green? I would argue Draymond Green any day of the week. But that was your super team you hated in Miami.
It was
That
more to it than
won
that.
2 rings.
Well, who was the center over there?
Chris Bosh in Miami.
They had another superstar over there, Steve.
Who? No, it was the big three was Bosh, Wade, and LeBron. That was the super team that everybody hated.
I can't think of his name right now. It's on the tip of my tongue, but I'll let you have that for right now. I'm so excited about this NFL and this Super Bowl coming that I can't even put my head together. We need to get into football because there's a lot to unpack, and we're already a few minutes late.
Yeah, we are a few minutes late. That is true. So you want to start off on the officiating because I know that's something that's near and dear to your heart.
NFL officiating. But before we start on officiating, I have to go off on a little bit and talk about all the hoopla about the refs and the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, it's always been since the beginning of time. People get calls, you get makeup calls, but now it's gotten ridiculous. They even brought it into the press conference. Did you see them sneaking in? They said it to Patrick and they said it to Kelsey. But they tried to say Kelsey went on a rant. He didn't go on a rant.
Well, Goodell came out and made comments basically saying that anyone who thinks that officiating is rigged is a impossible theory. He said that's an illogical theory, that there's no way that NFL could be able to fix games or use officiating to. So the fact that he had to come out and say that makes you really wonder what's really going on, because usually in those cases, the NFL won't make a comment.
Well, it's people keep saying it. It's a nauseating at this point. Now I get it, and and we're fans. We're coming from a fan's point of view.
Right.
We see what you see. It does look like at times that Patrick Mahomes gets calls, and I understand the feeling about it because they don't want to see him win the three-peat. They don't want to feel that he could be just that good. It has to be the refs are helping him. But honestly, with what you said, do you think that he's getting help from the refs?
Well, let me ask you this much. The NFL could do this. Why can't the NFL just go what the NBA did when they were having their issues with officiating 20 years ago and just make it where coaches have the right to question any call, give them 3 a game, and there's any questionable call, the officiates they can throw a flag. That'll eliminate the problem right there. Then
Well,
at that point, you have the flexibility that if you don't like a call against Mahomes for a roughing the passer,
right?
You can throw down the flag. They can go back and look at it and determine whether or not it was true or not.
And I agree with that. And I'll even go further with more than 3 a game. A coach gets 3 a game, but it also can come from the office. They need to have a camera just like for hits, where if they see a bad call, like a blatant bad call, when you see a call that you know that should be changed, like I will agree that one where both those defenders merged on Mahomes and they missed him completely and hit each other.
Right.
And they tried to say that it was Mahomes and they got 15 yards. That should have been a call down from New York or wherever the big officiating call comes from, and it should have been like, no, that was a wrong call, and it should have been brought back.
Right.
Blatant calls, stuff that we all can see with our own eyes, that has to be.
Well, it's supposed to
needs to be able to
right.
challenge it, and it needs to come from New York or Detroit, wherever the big call comes from, without a coach having to use all his flags. It should be just something that's governed just to make the game good.
They do have that technically in the rules, but they don't do it consistently. That's the problem, is that they pick and choose when they want to call down from upstairs. They do have where you can call from upstairs and change the call. They
Yes.
just randomly choose when they want to do it, which is why people have all these conspiracy theories, is because they're not consistent.
Right.
That's why I say just give the coaches 3 chances for any call. They don't like the call, they can go back and look at the monitor and get it fixed.
And if a ref makes a call and then he turns around and looks at the camera and sees that he's wrong, he should be able to be like, no, wait a minute, and call it back also.
Yeah, but see, that's a problem. See, if you start doing that, that's when it starts getting to it's fixed, blah, blah, blah. I wouldn't put it on the refs to be able to correct their own calls.
Just coaching and New York.
Coaching and upstairs.
Upstairs, okay. Well,
Yeah,
that's a better way to put it.
and have the coaching do it, because if you do that, if a referee makes a call and all of a sudden he goes back and says, I need to change this call, people are going to blow up. You know how that's going to go.
But I'm glad you said that, because
you have
a lot of times
pass
people say, why didn't the ref just change it?
Right.
And your point right there goes why the ref doesn't change it.
Because
he has to stand by a bad call.
Yeah.
Even if it's a bad call, because then you get into going backwards and it's just bad for the game.
Right.
People need to realize these are humans.
Mm-hmm.
We both can look at something and see it differently.
Yeah.
We see that all the time in politics. All the time in politics. It's even crazy in politics also. We're not even going to go there, but you can see where people can see things 2 different ways. And people need to understand that. But what's your honest opinion? Do you think officiating is fixed?
Well, no, we've discussed this already. Fixed is too strong of a word. Influence, possibly. Yes. Fixed, no. And there are influences.
Refs have been busted for betting on the game.
Yeah.
So we know influencing, yes, influencing. Yeah. But going as far,
no.
And the people that don't understand football, once again, let me say it again. It is scripted because all week when you're planning your playbook, you have plays that you call out. And if you have a play where you tell everybody go to the right or go to the left, that's called a script.
Yes.
Some people don't really understand when they say scripted. They think it's like WWF or WWE as it is now. But can you bet on WWE? I haven't seen it in any of my betting apps.
No.
Yeah, so stop it, people. Stop it. Stop it. We all had that feeling though. Just like when the Patriots won the Super Bowl, when Atlanta should have won, and they were up by so much, and all Atlanta had to do was really run the ball and run the time. But the coach of the Washington Redskins now kept throwing the ball, which kept stopping the clock. Mm-hmm. And now one would think that maybe he was on the take right there, because it was ridiculous. Ridiculous. Would you agree, Steve?
He had 2 strong running backs and just totally forgot about him in the second half. So, I mean, yeah, I mean, we watched that game together and we were just like disgusted, because we just knew Atlanta was going to win that game, and
had to win that game.
Had to win it. And
had to win it.
I mean, it took a Herculean collapse to lose that game, and they did it. So,
and they did everything possible to put the Patriots. That's what it looks like. That's what it looked like. But in hindsight, going to a big game, playing under those lights, under that pressure, people don't really. If you've never played in a big game, or had a play to be in, or be on the big screen in front of thousands and thousands of people, you don't understand the pressure to even point fingers. They don't understand that pressure.
Absolutely.
You would have to ask one of these actual players like Cam, people that have played under the lights like that. It's a lot. It's a lot. So, Steve, with the officiating, what would you expect for Goodell to change next season after him being vocal and coming out? Would you expect him to do the NBA thing now?
He might tweak. Nothing. There's nothing to show they have any plans on doing anything that needs to be done. The NFL is so greedy and so arrogant. They feel their way is the way, and they're going to continue doing it their way.
It's my way or the highway.
I mean, this week he's talking about again the 18-game schedule. He said it's not a matter of if it's going to happen; it's just a matter of when. So of course the NFL Players Union came out and said that's not going to happen. So right there, you got that big push back and forth. Players don't want the 18 games, but the NFL wants that extra paycheck, that extra.
How many games we just had?
It's 17 now. They want to go to the 18-game schedule.
I wouldn't mind it.
But no, the fans wouldn't mind it at all. The NFL wouldn't mind it. The question is going to be the players union.
Why would they not want an extra check?
Because there's one greater chance to get hurt. To have wear and tear on their body. I mean, I'm with you. You would think if they're going to be paid more money, they'd be more interested in playing. But
how many preseason games are left?
Right now, there's still 3. So they're talking about
another preseason game.
Go down to 2.
Huh?
They would go down to 2. They would go down to 2 preseason games.
Get rid of it.
I mean,
get rid of it.
It makes total sense to me. But like I said, the NFL right now, the NFL Players Union is the only thing holding it back. If it wasn't for them, it would have long been. They would have gone to 18-game schedule.
The crazy part is big name players don't even really participate in preseason like they used to.
No.
Preseason should stay intact. It should still be 4 games because that's when the guys that don't get a chance to play really get to shine.
But it makes no sense, but that is where we are as far as between the two sides. If the NFL had their way, they'd have a 20-game schedule. They'd have as many games as possible to have because all that is money, huge TV contracts, huge endorsements. They wouldn't have a preseason if they had their way. But the players union are the ones who are holding everything up.
It makes sense to me. And if it gets players who don't get those big fat paychecks more money, I don't see what's the issue.
But that's it.
I don't see what's the issue.
I don't see it either. So that's where we are now. Also, the NFL this week has talked about starting not this season, but next season having regular season games in Australia. So that's the next market they're trying to get to. And I guess they've already said the LA Rams are going to host the game in 2026. I don't know who their opponent's going to be, but
NFL is breaking into a bunch of new markets.
They're trying to hit everywhere. Yeah, the NFL is all about business, so they want to spread all over the world.
I'll be okay as soon as they change the officiating to satisfy the fan.
Right.
Once they did it in basketball, it's not gonna water it down. The only thing that I think that will become a problem is, like they say, you can call holding on each play.
Right.
So how would you govern that, and how would you gauge that? That will be the thing right there.
Well, the question is going to be,
call a throw a flag, and when he needs those yards, use it. You get what I mean?
Well, I think what saves that is that because you only have limited flags to throw, you're not going to waste your flag on a silly hold that's not going to influence anything. So you're going to wait until you get a play that really influences the big call.
Now, should you get 3 flags for each half?
Well, I just say 3, period. And then if you get all 3 correct, what the NBA does is that you get how many chances, and then if you get all correct, then you get an extra chance. So you could do 3 flags. If all 3 are correct, then you get a 4th chance.
And my thing is, if we go all year long and from all 32 teams, all the coaches, and they get it about 85 to 90% right, that means something else needs to be done because that's ridiculous.
Right.
That's ridiculous. There's no reason why the ref should be able to influence a game the way they do if Cadell just steps in. If you're just now tuning in, that's what we've been talking about. And you know what? We're gonna open the phone line just in case you guys want to call in and chime in, because we're gonna keep chugging right along. Now the number to call in is 1-909-844-4443. That's 1-909-844-4443. Your tuned in to Blow the Whistle Sports, and I got Steven Rubain, uh, and we're going through getting ready
We
to
talked
drop.
about the Laker trade. Uh, Wayne's the only Laker fan I know who hates this star player. I've never heard somebody who
How
just
do we
has
go from
have
that?
a mind.
Why you want to
Well,
put
we
me
need
on the
people to
street?
call
I
in.
don't.
We need our Laker fans to call in and say, how do you feel about the fact that now the Lakers can now start? Did you watch that game last night? Did you see how the Lakers put a whooping on the Clippers last night without Anthony Davis, without Luka?
Uh-huh.
Imagine how good they're gonna be when they
When
add
Luka
Luka
comes
to the
in,
team.
but isn't Luka hurt?
Yeah, he'll be back Saturday.
What was his injury that made him hurt?
He had a calf injury.
Yeah. We'll get into that. You
Well, we'll
ready to
get
get
into
into the
that.
Super Bowl?
Yeah, let's talk. Oh, I guess so. We get the game Sunday, so I guess we need to give our 2 cents, even though it seems like everybody pretty much, other than you, is on the Chiefs bandwagon.
Who?
You
No,
are,
don't say I'm not on the
you?
Chiefs bandwagon.
I said everybody other than you.
Oh, okay.
I said everybody other than you
Yeah.
understands that though they hate the Chiefs, they know the Chiefs are going to win.
No, I know the Chiefs are going to win. What are you talking about? I picked the Chiefs to win last season.
Oh, okay. All right.
At the Super Bowl. I said Chiefs again. 3-peat. I said this last season.
Okay. All right.
Now, don't get me wrong. A couple weeks ago, I went against the Chiefs and I went against Philly.
Yes, you did.
Just because I wanted to see somebody else there. I went with the hot hands. And I still said now Washington would be a winner if they would have just not turned the ball over. But hey, that's water under the bridge. Let's dissect this Super Bowl, Steve. So who you think is going to win?
Well, it's simple. You got Eagles running the ball, defense.
Right.
That's all. Hand the ball to Saquon early and often.
Right.
And play strong defense, cause turnovers. If the Eagles can cause turnovers, they have a possibility to win.
Right.
Let me say it again. If they can cause turnovers, they have a possibility to win. That's not saying they're going to win. They have a chance to win.
Okay.
Now, the Chiefs, all the Chiefs got to do is do what the Chiefs do. Let Mahomes be Mahomes, spread it around, do what he does, run around. Their defense, is going to show up to play. I'm expecting the Chiefs should be a close game. I don't think it's going to be one of the huge blowout games.
What score?
I'm looking at something like 27-23.
Wow.
Chiefs find a way to win. Good scoring. I think Saquon will get his 100-plus yards.
Wow.
I think he'll get a touchdown or two. But I think that game close to the end, Mahomes will find a way.
Like he always do.
Like he always does. Yep.
Okay. Now, for me, to all you Philadelphia Eagles fans, to the Eagles Nest, the keys to the victory for the Eagles is the Eagles have to hold this ball. They have to keep this ball out of Patrick Mahomes' hands, which means Jalen Hurts. I know he's a people person. I know he's a team person, but he has to put this team on his back, which means Jalen has to run this ball. Run this ball like if he was Lamar Jackson, which he has the hands and the feet to do it. He has the athletic ability, and he has Avenger in the backfield, Saquon. It has to be heavy, hurts Saquon, and then gash them with the play action and hit them. Those they have two number one wide receivers. Hit them downfield, get that ball out of there, and long as each quarter the Eagles have the ball longer than the Kansas City Chiefs, that's the way for the Eagles to win the game. But if you let Patrick Mahomes hold this ball and you try to go back and forth with Patrick Mahomes, he is going to take you apart. Take you apart. I don't care what the naysayers say. Patrick Mahomes, to me, has a bunch of number one wide receivers that was recycled to Kansas City. He has Juju that's out there that came from Pittsburgh. He has Hollywood Brown, which came from Arizona, and he has DeAndre Hopkins. All number one wide receivers in their own time now reside in Kansas City. And the X Factor, Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes. My goodness. And did they add speed? They added a speedy guy faster than Tyreek Hill, Xavier Worthy, and we're not going to mention Kelsey. My goodness. That's playing with a full house, Steve. That's playing with a full house.
And the scary part is that they had Rashee Rice sidelined all year. So they could have had Rashee Rice added to this team. Imagine how scary they would have been if you had Rice, Brown, and Xavier Worthy to go with DeAndre Hopkins and Kelsey.
You guys are scared about a three-peat. My goodness, this team shows no sign of slowing down.
Yep.
Bar no injury, no sign of slowing down. And you guys think you're about to step in here and beat Patrick Mahomes straight up? No.
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts, put the team on your shoulder and run, baby, run. And you know, Saquon is going to get his. That's an Avenger.
Right.
That's a superstar in the backfield. Agent Eagles? So what do you say, Steve? What do you think about my
team? I think we're both on the same page on this one, minus some catastrophe or just a total letdown that we're not expecting. We expect the Chiefs to find a way to win.
Now, if Patrick Mahomes gets hurt, because you know his ankles is nothing.
Right.
His ankles is glass.
Yeah.
You hurt his ankles, then you got a chance. You got a chance. And I don't wish no injury on anyone, but we all know Patrick Mahomes and his ankles. It's always been an issue. It's always been a problem.
Right. Well, that's why you got to watch the game. No matter what we predict, anything can happen. And that's what makes the NFL so great, besides all the other things we talk about with the officiating and everything else. It's still reality TV at its finest.
Yes, sir.
It's still the fact of you can sit here and give all the analysis and all the expert this and that. They got to play the game.
Have you watched the other shows? Who are they going with?
Most everybody's talking Chiefs. I'm hearing all across the board, almost everybody who's a so-called expert are going along the lines of Chiefs. You get one or two people who are like, I'm going to go with the underdog. I'm going to take the Eagles, but they're just.
Nah, I did that already. I went with the Bills.
We've done that already.
I went with Washington, and they both let me down.
Yeah.
They both were in there and had it, and they let me down. They let me down. They had hot hands, and with hot hands, they had butterfingers. But if you want to call in here, 1-909-844-4443. Here we both going with Kansas City. We see. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna give a score. I don't think it's going to be as close as everybody's saying. I think the Eagles are going to hang in there the first half, and then that's when the Kansas City in the second half is going to put the pedal on the metal, and they're going to try to slide away. I think the game will probably be, I'll say 34 to 24. 34-24.
Okay, 10 points. All right.
34-24. I'll give the Eagles that. I want the Eagles to win purely for Saquon. That's crazy. That man did everything possible. I want the Eagles to win purely for Saquon. Hey, shout out to Glenn White on YouTube. Thank you, sir. He said, "Go Heat, go Panthers." And he said, "What's up? What's up, Glenn? How you doing, sir?"
Right. So the Heat, yeah. So let me ask Glenn White then, how does he feel as far as the trade with Jimmy Butler? How does he feel for the Heat?
Hey, Glenn, you could type it in.
Type it in. What is your take on? Do you think the Heat? I mean, you can't argue he would be a better team, but Jimmy Butler had to go. So sometimes you just have to cut your losses and say, "Hey, we got to go in a different direction." The guy's a cancer to the organization. He's trying to run his own show. We're in charge, and we got to get things back in line. So,
nobody can call in, Steve. our blow the whistle line is updating. It automatically updates.
Ooh.
So they
Okay.
can't call in right now.
All right. Well, use the power of social media. We can use that chat box.
Yes, sir. You can hit us on
Yeah.
Facebook or YouTube.
And all our
And
Laker
comment.
fans, how do my Laker fans, you hear me saying my Laker fans? How do my Laker fans feel about this team of having LeBron match up with Luka Doncic?
It feels funny for you to say my
Lakers.
Yeah. It don't even sound right by you saying it. It sounds like you cursing or something.
No, I'm looking at when in history have you seen two elite minds of basketball play on the same team? And when I'm saying elite minds, these are two guys who are savants as far as understanding how to pass the ball, control the ball, You don't see this often. It's going to be a scary team when they get the rest of pieces in play.
Yes, it is.
So I'm looking forward. I'm excited. I'm kind of curious to see how is Draymond and Jimmy Butler, because you got two alpha males on that team with the Warriors, and I definitely don't see Draymond backing down, and I don't see Jimmy Butler backing down. So how's that going to play out?
While we wait for this phone to update, it looks like it's taking its time. So we're here at the end of the season, Steve.
Mm-hmm.
And like last year, after the game, I gave a prediction. With the two teams here, do you think we're going to see these same two teams next season?
No.
How can you say that? And Kansas City's been here 3 times in a row.
Because right now, there's a team called the Washington Commanders. And we haven't even got into probably the biggest defensive name on the market has requested a trade. Who better to go to the Washington Commanders than Myles Garrett, Defensive Player of the Year, who says, I just want to go someplace where I can win. What better place for him to go to than a team that has the money to pay him and has the quarterback who will be winning multiple championships in the next 4 to 5 years?
With you saying that, I wouldn't mind Cooper Kupp coming to Carolina.
I'm sure you wouldn't. But then Cooper Kupp is another case because we're going to be greedy. We're going to take Cooper Kupp too. Because Cooper Kupp only at this point in his career needs to play for the wins. Why would he go someplace to rebuild when he can go to Washington and be the number 2 with a quarterback who has no problem getting him the ball?
That's how you're going to be, huh?
But we got the cap space. We got the culture. The Commanders won it all. As I told you last week, Jaden Daniels is not your typical rookie. Usually a rookie quarterback, they come in the league, they're 21, 22. Jaden Daniels came in the league, he's already 24, 25. That means 2 things. Number 1, he had a lot of college experience, which obviously is showing coming to the league. And number 2, he's on a different timetable than the typical NFL rookie.
He ready to go.
So he ready to go now. He can't wait 4 or 5 years to get that ring. He needs to get the ring next year or the year after because he's going to want that huge contract. You see now where the contracts are going. An NFL quarterback is making $60 million a year.
Right.
Top quarterback. Right now, last year, Jaden Daniels made $9.75 million. He was the 22nd highest paid quarterback in the league last year.
Yeah, that's still some good money. But my thing is he going to be smart? Is he going to want the team to break the bank on him, or is he going to want the team to give him decent money, and still not hurt the team to where that team can propel themselves above and beyond. Because we seen Patrick Mahomes, hands down, should be making more money than anybody. But you see, that man is not greedy. That man makes sure that they take care of his tight end, wide receivers. He makes sure that his team is taken care of.
What do you think Patrick Mahomes is as far as highest paid quarterbacks? What number do you think? Take a guess at what number you think he is.
From what I remember, Patrick Mahomes is not up there. I will give him 20.
No, he's a little. He did renegotiate. He's a little higher than 20.
15.
He's getting close. He's 12th. He's the 12th highest paid quarterback. But think about this: 11 quarterbacks are making more money than Patrick Mahomes.
And think about this: Patrick Mahomes has been in the league 7 years?
Mm-hmm.
And each year he's made a run for it.
Yes.
And he's the 12th.
12th.
Down the totem pole. That man is unselfish. Now, this is what's going to let me know more about the man I call half man, half amazing, Jaden Daniels. Will he be able to withhold not breaking the bank at the team and letting the team go out and get more quality people to put around them? What do you think?
But that's my question. That's why I'm saying he needs to win this year. Because I think if they win this year, he gets a taste of that glory. Then the organization can go at him and say, hey, you're going to get all those endorsements. You're going to get all that extra money. Let's keep this team strong. Let's keep this team locked in, and we can get multiple rings, and you can sell that. I think if the team takes a step back and they struggle next year, I think that agent is going to be like, man, get your money.
I don't see any struggle out of that team.
Well,
I don't see it.
I don't see it either, but they got a tough schedule next year. They're playing their road schedule next year is brutal. And so they're going to go up against the best, and they're not going to take anybody by surprise. It's not going to be, oh, well, we're playing the Commanders. It's going to be, we're going to get up for the Commanders. And so
they got to treat them.
They got to treat it like that. They got to treat themselves like they are a Super Bowl contender, because they will be treated as one.
Yes, sir.
So I think that's why I'm saying the Commanders need to be greedy and get every player they can get. I want Myles Garrett. I want Cooper Kupp. I want the best lineman that's going to be on the market. I want the best secondary guy on the market.
Right.
They need to get it all, because this year is a huge year for the franchise. It's going to determine the direction they're going to be going for the next 5-6 years. So that's my mindset of it. Is we don't know Jaden Daniels enough. He might be greedy. He might pull a Dak Prescott.
CeeDee
Lamb. Yeah, both of them. They took the money, and thus in doing so, they've handicapped the organization for the next 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
So they were an example of a team. 2 years ago, we were talking about the Cowboys as Super Bowl contenders. Big time. So nobody's missing them now.
Yeah. Now we're going to have to wait on the Cowboys until they actually do something. Well, put their money where their mouth is.
How can they, though? They can't. They're handicapped by the salaries of Prescott, and they got to hope to bring in some young talent that they can pay for nothing and grow with them. But
how rare is this? Both of us have agreed on who's going to win the Super Bowl.
I know, isn't that crazy?
Man, that's how much the handwriting's on the wall. You can say what you want to say about officiating. You can say what you want to say about the referees, which is all humbug. You know what? I won't say all humbug, because they've been busted in the past for manipulating games, but I just don't see it here. I just see that people are tired of seeing the same person in the Super Bowl. But I'm glad, Patrick Mahomes said it like a true champion. If you're tired of seeing me, I don't care. You're gonna keep seeing me.
Yeah, beat us. That's the way. That's the only. I mean, we saw it in the 2010s with Brady. I mean, there was that huge Brady backlash because it's like Brady's getting to the Super Bowl every year, so the officials have to be going against us. They're obviously cheating.
Yeah.
So, and we had that whole deflate gate, and we had the whole, all that
And then,
nonsense.
another thing with cheating is just that Patrick Mahomes is so good because I forgot what game was that with the Raiders where the officials called the flag like 4 times and the person went through it 4 times, or even the Detroit when they went for it 3 times and still didn't get it.
Right.
Patrick Mahomes don't need that many times. You give him more than one chance, it's more than likely going to get it together.
Well, he's like I could say for LeBron James, the basketball savant. He's the football savant. He's playing at a whole different level. He has so much control over himself that he's actually thinking about doing stuff like flopping, doing stuff like slowing down when he's running out of bounds, so that way the guy's going to hit him before he runs out. I mean, he's playing at such a speed that he has total control of the field at all
I
times.
love the way he holds his hand, like
Yeah.
like he's a surgeon. Like I'm about to get back in here up under the hood
and take care of business. But 2 minutes left in the game, and the score is close, and you give him the ball, you just know it's just like, okay, he's going to come down and score. He's going. I mean, it's not even a question of can he score. It's just a question of they're going to score. Are they going to make the extra point or not? That's
you got any Super Bowl squares going?
No. This year, I'm just going to go back and just relax and enjoy the game. I'm not getting into all that shit. I'm
gonna give me some barbecue, and I'm gonna do some prop betting. And oh, you know what? To give people a free prop bet out there, take Philly's field goal kicker. That's 6.5. They'll get at least 7. That field goal kicker will get at least 7. So go ahead and take that. Go ahead and take it.
That's a good one.
Do you have any gems?
I think this game, whatever Pacheco, I think they're gonna put Pacheco to run the ball. So whatever the over under is for his running, I would take the over.
See,
they're gonna want to put the ball in Pacheco's hand.
I think it's Kareem Hunt again.
See,
I
think they're gonna rely on what got them last year was Pacheco, and I think that's my feeling. So they're gonna
Pacheco or Kareem Hunt. That's another thing to put to you guys. You can drop them in the comments. We'll respond to these comments. We're gonna get up out of here, Steve. What do you think?
Yeah, hey, let's do one last thing though. The Pro Bowl games.
Oh man,
they gotta do something about. I mean, I do like they're trying to be creative, trying to find ways to get the players excited. Having a Madden Bowl as one of the events. The flag football game is kind of just. I mean, they're trying to do little obstacle courses and new ways to make it exciting, but
it's not exciting.
It's not exciting. They got to either go back to Hawaii or they got to just ditch it.
Go back to Hawaii. I seen a fan put together. He said the old days and the what's now, and you saw somebody getting popped. You saw it looked like straight out war there. Now I'm gonna say it once again, and I need Mr. Goodell to just mull this over a little bit. Play real football in the Pro Bowl. Make all the Pro Bowlers show up. The Pro Bowlers still do a skills test. No problem with the Pro Bowlers doing the skills test, but you have the second and third string that's on these teams actually play these games. Let them get some shine at the end of the season. Let them make their money and let them get their shine. So for next season, whatever team they may end up on or maybe settle with their team, that they get a little showcase. What do you think about that? So we can get a real game.
I know, but the NFL is so greedy and they're so arrogant, then they'll never cave into that. They just feel like they can just do it their way, and the fans will buy it no matter what.
That's basically what it is. You see how they doing this on Prime, what NFL on Netflix.
Yeah.
They making us pay for these extra games. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Hey,
Peacock. Don't forget Peacock. The games
exactly.
on Peacock as well. So yeah, it's the NFL is a monopoly. I mean, they dictate who and what's going to do what, and it seems like much with the officiating, much with all the other issues we were discussing about,
Right.
they don't seem like they're eager to change. They seem like they're more reinforced in trying to do it their way. So it's a shame. It's such a
And
great
I
product. It
apologize
be
to
greater.
everybody about the blow the whistle sports phone. It is still updating. I hadn't updated this phone, and tonight when we were waiting on you guys' phone calls, it decides to update in the middle of the show. Apologies, but guess what? You'll be able to call in next week and give us all your opinions and let us know what you felt about what we said. And you can still drop them in the comments where we can comment before the game. As you heard it
Absolutely.
here, we predicted the Super Bowl champions, the Kansas City Chiefs. Kansas City. Hey,
Right.
Philadelphia did what you did. You got here. I see Gilly the Kid dancing all over social media. And like I said, Philly's in the game. Philly made it here. Philly, long as Philly controls the time of possession, they can win this game.
Okay, we do got one last thing that we don't want to forget about. Tomorrow is the NFL honors where they're going to discuss about the player of the year. We already know Jaden Daniels is going to get rookie of the year. He's going to get offensive rookie of the year. That's not
as he should.
Yeah, so that's a no-brainer.
Jaden Daniels, rookie of the year.
Who gets offensive player of the year? Is it going to be Josh Allen or is it going to be Lamar Jackson?
Offensive player of the year.
Offensive player of the year.
Rookie of the year, Jaden Daniels.
Yes.
Offensive player of the year, Jaden Daniels. And if you want to give it to somebody else, it goes to Saquon. If it's not Jaden Daniels or Saquon, you are crazy in your head. Who's in the Super Bowl? Is Josh Allen or Lamar Jackson in the Super Bowl, Steve?
No, they're not. But that's not the way the NFL looks at it. They don't look on playoff statistics. They look on regular season.
Okay, so regular season. Jaden Daniels is a rookie. He's not supposed to be here. He made it here. He made it further.
But was he the offensive rookie? Was he the offensive player of the year? That was the question.
Jaden Daniels.
I mean, this is not who did the best that we weren't expecting to be great. This is the who had the best season.
You know what? Let's look at it right now. Passing. Joe Burrow was number 1, Steve.
Right. But he's going to be penalized. He'll be penalized because of his team.
Baker Mayfield, number 3. Geno Smith, number 4.
Mm-hmm.
Sam Darnold, number 5. Under Sam Darnold, Lamar Jackson, then Patrick Mahomes.
Mm-hmm.
Josh Allen is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
So
up under these people. And Jaden Daniels is only 1 away from Josh Allen?
Yeah. So you're leaning towards Lamar Jackson is what I'm hearing?
It looks like it has to go to him if you're going off of stats.
Okay.
Lamar Jackson is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Number 6. Right. 4,172 yards.
Right. Plus his other almost 800 yards rushing. So
474 attempts, 316 completions, 66.6 passer rating, 41 touchdowns, and only 4 interceptions. Wow.
Yeah, he had a great year. I mean, there's no question he had an amazing year. Just couldn't get it done in the playoffs because, as we mentioned earlier, they don't understand that playoff times are different than the regular season. You got to run the ball, play defense. That's the key to winning in the playoffs.
Okay, Latham Mahilia said, you're going to keep going against my Eagles. That's fine. Watching what my Eagles defense do to Mahomes. I can't wait.
Okay. Look, as we mentioned before, rushing the ball and defense win championships. If they can do it, hey, we'll be on next week and give all the props to them.
I'm not going against his Eagles, Steve.
Mhm.
I'm not going against him. I'm just saying
I'm
Patrick
saying,
Mahomes.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying Patrick Mahomes is that eraser. We know that run the ball on defense wins championships, but Mahomes is that one person who bucks the trend.
Patrick Mahomes is him.
Yeah,
Patrick Mahomes is that man. He
he's
is
that
that
man.
guy.
We've seen it
He's
time
so
and time
good.
again.
They think he's cheating.
Yeah, remember
That's how good Patrick Mahomes
the,
is.
the Niners
He's
have
so
McCaffrey.
good. They think he's cheating.
I know the
The
Niners have
passes he
McCaffrey
throws
and the number one
and they
defense.
catch, they
Right,
think he cheated when he did that.
I know. Remember, we thought the Niners would beat the Chiefs when they had McCaffrey and the number one defense in the league. He still found a way to win. I mean, that's just
That was a shame that game too because Brock got hurt
yeah.
and
That wouldn't have been a
that
good
was
one
just a shame. That was a shame.
Brock getting hurt was not going to win that game for the Niners. They still would have.
Well, the Niners got a little more things going on over there. The Niners, I don't understand. They're a running team. Run the ball. Run the ball or get wide receivers that can help Brock Purdy out. Figure it out. One way or the other.
Well, I think their window is closed, but we're going to get into that when we start talking about for next year. I think the Niners window has closed on them. Ooh. I don't think they can be considered to be a Super Bowl contender anymore.
Ooh.
That's my prediction, but
I didn't say he did.
I'm saying that
shots fired.
Niner fans, you can call in all you want, but I think
shots fired.
I think that window is closed.
Hey, but he said the Commanders' window's wide
open. Man, is it wide open? That window is so open, you can run a whole Indianapolis 500 through that window.
And oh no, I said Lamont. That's Lathan Mahilius. Excuse me, sir. You guys have the same name. Excuse me.
It's filled over Eagle 2. You got Eagle 1 and 2.
Yeah. Bird's nest.
Bird's nest.
Eagle 1, Eagle 1, Eagle 1. Oh no, is this Eagle 2? Eagle 2?
Yeah.
He said, trust me, Barkley will show up and show out on his birthday.
Oh, we expect Barkley to have a huge game.
Wait a minute.
We're saying Barkley's going to do well.
He must didn't watch the show. We said Barkley gonna get his, Steve. Yeah. Lathan. We said he gonna get his.
Yeah.
We know that you got an Avenger playing in the backfield. We know that his name is Agent Eagle. We know what's going on in the backfield. We know that guy is that guy. He's that guy. But that guy is going up against Patrick Mahomes.
The greatest of all time.
Mahomes. And you said Saquon, we know he's an Avenger, but Patrick Mahomes is playing with a full house. Patrick Mahomes playing with a full house. Kelsey, Xavier Worthy, and that's just the supporting cast. They got DeAndre Hopkins. They got Hollywood Brown. My goodness.
Xavier Worthy.
Xavier Worthy, I call him and Kelsey the supporting cast.
Yeah.
Full house.
Don't forget about the running game. You got still Hunt and Pacheco.
And they use everybody at will. You're not going. You might get one sack on Patrick Mahomes, and that's a maybe. And I would say you shouldn't do it because that's when he's gonna eat you up down the field. They always have an outlet ready for him so he doesn't hold on to the ball. Patrick Mahomes will slice and dice you. The keys to the victory, Lathan, just in case you're tuning in late, I said that the Philadelphia Eagles can win this game hands down if you guys keep your hands on the ball. Keep the ball out of the hands of Patrick Mahomes, which means Jalen Hurts is going to have to run this ball. They're going to have to get first down after first down methodically, holding the ball each quarter where the Eagles have a higher time with the ball than the Kansas City Chiefs. That's the only way. Who's Dice said the Broncos? We almost had KC.
What?
Broncos, yeah. You
They're
guys
on
gonna have
the
your time. You're gonna
they're
have
in
your
the right
time.
direction. They got enough pieces to get to. The
Yeah,
Broncos are a team. You got your quarterback now. You know who your
yeah,
quarterback is.
yeah.
You got to get some talent for him.
Anybody named Bo, we know he can play.
Yeah,
Bo knows football.
he knows football, but man, you need a running back. You need another wide receiver. You need a tight end.
That's hilarious. He said we almost had KC. We almost had him.
Mm,
Hey, Patrick Mahomes is a killer. But hey, thank you guys for tuning in. Please like, subscribe, and share. And if you don't know, tell a friend about another friend and another friend about the show so they can watch us for next week. Hit us next week where we will be giving out the honors to Patrick Mahomes, and we know Jaden Daniels is getting Rookie of the Year, which he should be getting Offensive Player of the Year. But we know we looked at the stats. It looks like Lamar Jackson will have that also. Oh, Lathan said the Eagles score is going to be 28-17. Book it 2 touchdowns for Barkley, 2 for Hurts.
mm.
Woo! That's a
All right,
strong
well,
one right
circle
there.
that one.
That's a strong one right
That's
there.
All right, well, we're gonna have to keep that in mind. 28-17.
28-17.
Okay,
I said 34. I said 34-24. I said that you guys gonna be a lot of field goals in this game. A lot of field goals. A lot of field goals. You're gonna get down there and field goal, field goal, field goal. Unless you do what my keys to the game are. Thank you guys for tuning in. Steve, you got anything to say before we get out of here?
just enjoy the weekend, guys. Be smart, play smart. Don't drink and drive, please.
Yes. And we will see you Wednesday, 7 p.m. sharp here at Blow the Whistle Sports. Peace. We'll see y'all next week.